Today's forecast looks like protein synthesis. Watch out for transcription with the chance of gene mutation in the nucleus region. Transcription is the first step of protein synthesis and occurs in the nucleus. Let's bring it over to Alex to give us some more information about DNA.
Did you know that DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid and it's present in every single cell?
Wow, that's so cool! Isn't there something also called RNA?
Yeah, RNA stands for ribonucleic acid, which is similar to deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribose is the sugar and nucleic acid is the biomolecule. DNA is usually in the shape of a double helix and RNA is usually single-stranded. They're both made up of a 5-carbon sugar, a phosphate group, and a nitrogenous base. The bases for DNA are adenine, which pairs with thymine, and cytosine, which pairs with guanine. RNA bases are similar, but instead of thymine, adenine pairs with uracil. The RNA controls the assembly of amino acids into proteins. Genes, which are what determine what characteristics we inherit from our parents, are made up of DNA and which also code for proteins. DNA is found in the nucleus, but how does it get out of there?
Thank you, Alex. That's a good question. That brings us to the second step in transcription, when the DNA is transcribed into a message with the help of some enzymes to make mRNA.
Now that the mRNA is ready, it can fit through the phospholipid bilayer of the nucleus and onto the ribosome to make our RNA.
Our RNA makes up a ribosome, and the message is used to build a protein. This brings us to the next step called translation. In translation, mRNA produced by transcription from DNA is decoded by a ribosome to produce a specific amino acid chain or polypeptide. The polypeptide later folds into an active protein and performs its functions in the cell. Let's bring it over to Raz for our translation forecast.
With protein synthesis making its way out of the nucleus, translation occurs, which involves codons, anticodons, and amino acids. Oh wait, looks like we have a random caller with a few questions. Hello?
Hi, I'm Rosie, and I'm curious as to what codons, anticodons, and amino acids are.
Great question! The codons are a sequence of 3 DNA and RNA nucleotides that correspond with a specific amino acid. DNA and RNA molecules are like a written language of 4 nucleotides, while the language of protein includes 20 amino acids. Codons provide that key that allows these 2 languages to be translated into each other. Each codon and anticodon corresponds to a single amino acid or stop signal, but while codons pair to mRNA, anticodons pair to tRNA. The tRNA contains an anticodon on one side and an amino acid on the next. During translation, codons pair with anticodons so that the correct amino acids can be linked to a given codon. The full set of codons is called the genetic code, which includes 64 possible combinations. Check the forecast of the 3-letter nucleotide sequences by using the codon chart to predict the upcoming amino acid forecast. Of those 64 codons, 61 represent amino acids, and 3 are stop signals with heavy rain. For example, the codon CAG represents the amino acid glutamine, and TAA is a stop codon. While it may seem sunny now, watch out, because a nasty storm of gene mutation can occur. I'll throw it back to Alex.
Thank you, Raz. But did you say a nasty storm of gene mutation? Because I could see one brewing here. Even though some mutations are neutral and don't harm the body, some are also negative and can be harmful. A mutation is a change in genetic material, so even something slightly off in DNA replication can cause major problems. Different examples of mutations are substitutions, which is when a base is matched incorrectly, deletion, which is when a base is removed, and insertion, which is when an extra base has been added, because then the codon gets confused because there should only be 3 bases. This then leads to a frame shift.
That's right, a frame shift can make it rain in the middle of the summer, just like it makes your eyes blue instead of brown. So try not to get caught up in all that mess. Unfortunately, that's a wrap for today, so have a great one. In the middle of the summer, just like it makes your eyes blue instead. Okay.
Looks like you got a Mother tracker. Okay. Protons. Codons.
Protons.
Protons, which are 4 nucleotides, which the language with the languages. Morning period.
Sorry.
Okay.
Can we redo that? I said the wrong thing. I said almost everything.